where I want to go, or how I want to go. What I just want to do in my life is successful and then possibly because I'm so my way to do is not set in stone. But I am driven. I'm always ready to make progress. That's it. I am driven and I'm always ready. So I was driving. Then something happened. Coronavirus came. And I could not drive by again. Nobody was on the ride again. The few people that were bold enough to order ride, there were 1,000 drivers that were competing for their stuff. But mind you, whenever I go out and drive my Uber, when I come back to the house, there was when something called digital marketing started doing. So I had gone for one program by federal government in Edo State. So they dash us laptop as we were going back. So that laptop, when I come back, I'll on it through YouTube. I was technically gifted. The other way, you know, download those courses that I'm not doing. Download those courses, watch it. Digital marketing. That was what I was doing. Then coronavirus came. I could not do it. I only wanted to do it. But whoever gives that 1,000, that 2,000, something like that. This life can be so uncertain. They are not wrong. There will be times when you don't know what you are doing. There will be times when you don't know where you are going. It can be so uncertain. You won't even know what you are doing. You won't know where you are going. But the only option you just have is that more. You just have to keep going. No matter how wow. You just have to keep going. It's so uncertain. If you are looking for somebody to pass you the back and say, what that you never do. But you also have to raise up yourself and know that however it comes out, it's my way to keep bettering myself and also to see how to make things happen. So while I come back, I open my laptop. I started looking at things on digital marketing. I started looking at things on digital marketing. I look at it. Then as coronavirus went out now, I now applied for a job. One tech company in Java, one very income technologies. So they can feed me. And they had no idea that I was very good as a theory. They did not know. So they called me for the interview. I finished them in theory. Now I called me. I started paying 70,000. 70,000 then at least. Not something. Not much money, but at least 70,000. We are bringing flights to our tech company. That was what I started. After 3 months, I was out. I should not tell you the truth. After 3 months, I was out. I would not give that kind of result there. But I did not give up. I now went back to that stuff. And I was talking. So this is how you know yourself. When life hits you, how do you respond? When things are not going the way you want, how do you respond? When you think that when you are being disgraced because of loss, I was supposed to bring results, but I did not bring results. In fact, I did not blame them. I did not started saying the time was too short. And that's the same yardstick I use in my own company today. I employ you as a salesperson, and in 3 months, you don't bring results. You start looking at the contract of what is going on further. You understand? I know that all those things I was going through there was preparing me for where I'm going to be today. I did not know. So I went back to that digital marketing again and I started studying it. Then I started a page on Instagram. Social media. I'm not a consulting guy. So I started a page on Instagram and I started teaching business owners how to use Instagram and social media to take their business. Funny, I started getting a lot of results. Then I went into Facebook ads, massive results. Then I went into Google ads, massive results. Just right there, somebody will just send me money without seeing me. You know, different kind of services. Run ads, set up my page for Instagram success, this is more like that. For those simple services, I was going to put 300K. In fact, I should change myself because I was not bold enough to push my services out. That's how I should change myself because I was not bold enough. Now people can lie that we need massive money. More. That 300,000 naira was doing something about it. It was doing something.
It does not cost anything to run ads. You just set it up, the thing runs by itself. Then we started doing targeting. All this targeting that you see them shouting on Instagram now, I started it. You can see that I beat my chest loud. I started it. Teaching Instagram course, we started it. In fact, there was somebody I taught that when I left to start real estate business, that person called me from the UK 2 months ago. Of course, we were communicating. And the reason why I cut that communication was because she's a woman and she was beginning to like me. And here am I, a married man. I cannot do that, right? She has made over £50,000 just with a page, teaching business owners on Instagram how to use Instagram for business. Today, it is with that money that she traveled to the UK. And a lot of people that I taught like that. I taught her Facebook ads. So every time she calls me, she says, Coach, come back now. Coach, come back now. Coach, come back now. All the things where you teach me, now in me are they use today. Waiting they happen. She did not know that I've gotten busier than that to go back and start doing those things. So if you are here and you probably don't even know what you want to do, go and learn how to run ads. Go and learn some social media. And with all your chest, put your face out there. Open a page on Instagram today. And you don't even know how you... Let me tell you something. When it comes to content, nobody came to this world with anything. We all came to the world with empty heads. If I quote John 3:16 for you today, I did not come with it from heaven. It was when they told me that there's something called the Bible. I opened it to John 3:16. I now put John 3:16 in my head. When I was born, my head was empty. So also it is with everything. Nobody came to this world with any kind of information. So if you think there's something you are lacking, it's a lie. You are the one not learning it. If you think there's something you are lacking, it's not true. You are the one not learning it. So I'll go and read. My skill was Facebook ads, Instagram ads. But you still have to add all these other small things to make it look like, you know everything, you are a guru. So I'll go and read other people's posts. I'll rewrite it and post it on my page. I'll read other people's posts. I'll write it and post it on my page. I see some other posts that are doing well. That is what we call content curation. You curate content from other people. But when it comes to that, your skill on Facebook ads, if you wake me up tomorrow, say, Oga, we want to run ads. I'll teach you. It's just something that I sat down with. that I knew. So after a while of that happening, then my wife has gone into real estate business. She has started making moves into real estate business. Then I felt that, okay, this is okay. So I joined her in real estate business. And I took my skill of digital marketing into that real estate business. So if people started from zero in real estate business, yes, I started from zero by selling other people's properties, selling this property, the other person's property, but I had a skill, which is Facebook ads. I had a skill, which is Facebook ads. And that Facebook ads was able to help me amplify what I had to sell. And that was how I was able to gain quick ascendancy in selling real estate. Quick ascendancy in selling real estate. And like I told you from the beginning, anytime I enter anything new, the first question, what is the next thing? Even when I have not made so much move inside the team. Because me, if I'm looking at you and you are doing well more than I am doing, I am looking at you that, oh boy, I'll start observing those things that you are doing and see, this guy is not better than me. How should you be doing all these marvelous things you are doing? I'm looking for a way to learn it. And from selling real estate, I moved into development. I did not start by building houses. Went to a place in Ekpe. They showed us a land, 400 acres of land. How do you people do it? What you just need is to negotiate with them. That give me this land. As I sell, I'll give you your money. Everybody here can do it. You can go to your village. Talk to families that own land. Say, give me this land. As I sell, I'll give you the money. If they say they start everything with zero, it is true. You don't need money to start a lot of things. For example, look at the trajectory of my life now. The only time I borrowed money was 20,000 naira to do driver's license. When it got to social media, I just opened the page and we all zoomed it out. I don't know what you are doing here. Social media can help you. I don't care what you are doing here. Social media can help you. People that are not even as intelligent as you, but you are too calm. Look at your faces, fine boys. You are too calm. There's a guy now that is just shouting all over social media that if you see him, even you will hate him. But you can hate him all you want. He's making his money. One guy that is called Akwakwa. Huh? One guy called Akwakwa. There's nothing he's saying that the common person who does not even know real estate does not know. How did Scott start? How did James not born start? Guys, if there is anything called shame in our life, if there's anything that is making us want to live our life, we need to kill it. You need to take knife and stab it 35 times. Just stab that thing. I'm telling you, you need to put yourself out there. There's nothing you do that social media cannot help you. There's nothing. He's talking about 10xing your business. You're making 1 million naira now. If I even ask us here, how many of us are making 1 million naira? Every month. How many? Social media can help you. Social media can help you. It can blow you up. You just need to be yourself. Open that stuff up every day. Talk whatever you want to talk. There are people who will listen to you. But because you come to our church, I must not see your post. I will not. I'll say, what is it brother saying? He comes to church now. Why is he saying this thing? But there are still things you can say according to what you hear. And people will still love you for what you're saying. And as you are here now, I want to charge you. I want to charge you. I want to charge you. If there's any amount, for example now, you know your skill set, you know your level. If there's any money that you think, okay, I am worthy of this every month, in your heart now, just decide it. That I am worthy, you laugh, that I am worthy of this amount of money every month. I just want you to decide it right now in your heart. That I am worthy of this amount of money every month. Have we done that? We have done it. Now, this is August 3rd. Abi? Today is 3rd of August. I want you to go home this night. Ask God for that money to the best of your ability. And promise yourself that this skill that you have is what you are going to use to earn that money. And start putting yourself out there for the next 30 days. There was a time in my life when I thought real estate business. Okay, I was doing real estate. So this month, you say, you can get like 15 million in commission. So then the next month, 0 naira. But the way I think, I don't believe in normal things. That this thing is not like this is supposed to be. No. You know, a lot of people say all those nonsense. Because you are in real estate, you are supposed to sell this month, then the next 6 months. So, no, I don't accept it. I don't. So I charge myself that I am worthy if I dey work. Okay, if I did Niger Doc, which level you think I go there? I would not become wedding inspector, the least. I go to collect 15,000 naira per day. Give or take the common tax, I'll go home with at least 900, 1 million. On Sunday, double. Saturday, double, because they call it overtime. So that is 30,000 on weekends. And Monday to Friday, 15,000. Okay. So I'm worthy of 1 million naira. I told myself, I am worthy of 1 million naira. Then I asked God, Lord, this week, this month, I am asking you of 1 million naira. Then I read a book by Kenneth E. Hagin. That is why, no matter what we also do, our education is very important. Our spiritual education is very important. And also, our skill, developing our skill is also very important. You can see where I was coming from. A Yahoo boy. Married. No be church I marry you. All of you that are no be church I marry. So I'm just trying to tell you that your life no spoil reach my own. No be church I marry. I just took, my wife was already pregnant. I'll tell you the truth. If you like, look at me anyhow tomorrow. I don't send you. My wife was already pregnant. I took her to, we went to her parents. Omo, iti lóyún o. Why are you shaking your head? Omo, iti lóyún o. Kò sí nǹkan tá fẹ́ ṣe sí o. Àjọ máa gbé pọ̀ nìyẹn o. And they joined us together. You are looking at me like a sinner. Then they joined us together. Then they joined us together. But you cannot do that now. You are in church. I was not going to church at all then. You cannot do that now. You are in church. So then they joined us together. So we are married. I was 24 years old. I was 24. I was 24 years old. 24. And with that responsibility, my dream it never left me. It never left. So for you to say, I was talking to one of our brothers today, and he said he was looking for money, that if he gets money, he will get married. I was just like, brother, you have a car, you have a house, I know you. You are doing well. What is your problem? I was 24. And to still drag life from there to where we are today. All right, if you want to get an idea of where we are, Aside from owning a real estate company, in the first quarter of this year, we made over 2 billion naira in real estate sales. 2 billion naira in real estate sales. If you want to help me to calculate my commission, okay, they pay me 5%. And I don't collect 5%. I'll collect from the company, I'll collect from the client. That's how I do it. If you are not paying me as a client, I don't have to do any business with you. You cannot imagine the number of calls I receive every day from selling real estate. I block clients. In fact, me and my wife, we don't leave our house until somebody has paid us 20,000 naira inspection fee. There was so much noise all around social media. I don't live my life based on those things. I judge how I want to live. I don't live my life based on those things. This is the way I want to go. This is how I want to do it. After we have done some things, I was telling my wife recently that the next thing we are going for now is that St. Kitts and distinct passports for all our children. That's what I was telling her. That after this one that we have done now, because we did the project. Now after this one now, we are going for that St. Kitts or any of those places that we can just, Bermuda, all those, just travel out. You have a second passport. That was what I told her. If I can drag myself, anybody can drag themselves. Don't consider the days of little beginning. Don't look at what other people think. Baba, get your hands dirty. Get your hands dirty. And there's nothing that is dirty that you think you are doing. Baba, it's not dirty. You are the one looking at it dirty. It is not. It is not dirty at all. It is not. It is not dirty at all. I have my own real estate company now. We have land in Ekpe. In Ogun State, we have land. In Ibadan, we just got land. In fact, I'm the one saying, let's leave this land thing. Let's see if God will open door into buildings now, which he is also trying to do. There's a project coming up now that I want to do. And the truth of the matter is that even this project, we don't have the money for it. But we are going to do it. We are going to do it. So, this is just a charge. And it's about time I round off, Abi. Eh? This is a charge, and it's about time I round off. Brothers, whatever little that thing is that you think you have in your hands right now is not little. It's not little. And if you don't have anything to do, ask God for favor. Go to Yaba market. Go to people that are selling Okirika jeans. Tell them to give you jeans. Collect. Display in your house. Put it on social media. Start selling. When you have sold, go and return their money. All these business, me and my wife were talking yesterday, and we see all this Okirika business doing amazingly. There's an Okirika business that we do. She just bought a house somewhere around there, Okirika. And I said to my wife, imagine you are still doing the Okirika business. She laughed that, oh, more, that's true. That maybe she will go back to it now. Because there's money to import in bills. People do small things. Go to Yaba. Go and meet people that are selling shirts. You think all those things are already common. It's not true. It's not true. Stop looking at the high-end things. Like Jeff Bezos said, he said, I will build my business on things that I know will not change than on things that will change. That is why Amazon today, they sell the cheapest things and they ship the fastest. He said those things will not change. He said why? Because customers will always want to get their product cheap, and number two, they want it shipped faster. So he does not care what anyone else is doing. As long as he can talk to producers to get him those products cheap, and he can have delivery in one day, Amazon will continue to be the biggest e-commerce store all over the world. Temu is coming up, but with the recent sanctions from the Temu is coming up. But the recent sanctions from the U.S. government, Temu is suffering now. They cannot ship to the U.S. again because of the tariffs. So Amazon will continue to be the biggest. Don't take these little things you know. Don't take them for granted. Those little things you can do, don't take them for granted. Use social media to amplify yourself. I was talking to this man the other day. And I said, have you seen YouTube? People play, not games, they play spiritual songs. And they put it on YouTube. And we go there to use it to pray. And you see 150K views, 1 million views. Do you know how much YouTube pay for views? I said, brother, you're sitting on a big money. Do you know how much YouTube pay for views? Stop running after all these shiny things. Let's forget all these shiny things. Dig down. Forget that your hair is turning to white. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. Let us dig down. Is there something you like to do? You like to iron your shirt, let it be perfect. People have grown dry cleaning businesses. People have grown logistic businesses. Like I said, anything I enter, I'm always looking like, I remember even when I was in Uber, if somebody, because of the dream I had for myself that time, if somebody come and meet me, I took a client one day from the airport, and as we were coming, he now said, that I've been talking to a lot of your Uber guys, and I think the next thing for you now is to get your own car. That was the first time I would get angry at a client. I got angry. You understand why I got angry? I got angry. And the reason why I got angry, I'll use my hand, buy a motor. And a person, I'm going to take and carry up and down. Wait till stop me from enjoying the motor by myself. That was the only time. Because I had big ideas. Yes, I was doing it. Based on that, it brings the daily 1K. It brings the daily 2K. But there is something that you have to look ahead to. How big is your vision right now? That thing you are doing, where is the next place that you see it? Who do you want to be designing for? If you don't know what to do, go and start something and start buying and selling. Brother, your social media business, it can be as big as you want it. You have people working under you. You have people working under you. You host a class and 500 people will join. 10K. Yes. Music. You can teach people how to play instrument. You're a music director. Put it online. Aside from teaching people how to make instruments, you can produce beats and sell it. And you still have all the patents on that music. If you blow, they pay you. So many things. I don't care what it is we are doing. I don't actually care what it is we are doing, but we can actually 10x it. We can 10x it. My brother is looking at me. He said, fine, Taylor. There's nothing we are doing. And I realized that. And it has really helped. For example now, I'll tell you. Even in our real estate business, we don't run ads again. Organic reach. Organic reach. And in a month, I bought a course. Maybe many of you know him, Paul Fo. I bought a course from Paul Fo for 150,000 naira. So I was just there. The reason why I bought that course primarily was that I was concerned about my sales force in the office. They are not pushing as much sales as me and my wife push sales. So I was thinking maybe there's something new I can teach them. Let me just learn from somebody and try to teach them. So I bought the course, 150,000. So I was in the class, I was listening to it, and my wife was there. So, as the man was talking, my wife just said, "What are you listening to this for? I've passed this level now. What is he saying that you need to learn?" I was like, "Don't worry, it's not for me. It's for our sales team at the office." I say this to mean that you get to a certain level. There's no new knowledge. It is continuous practice. There's no new knowledge. Don't let the syndrome of there's something to learn. Brother, it is not always true. It's a new experience. It is not always true. So whatever you have in your hands right now, I am telling you, true, in the next 1 year, it can actually 10x. It can actually 10x. And do not lie to yourself. If you know that that thing is not bringing money, brother, look for something that will bring money. Forget all those big qualification grammar. Let's actually make this money. Let's make it. The money is out there, and we can make it. Don't hide under English. Don't hide under English. Don't hide under English. So if there's anything you can do and can take you from here to where you want to be, please engage. I think that's it for me.
Let's put our hands together.
For listening.
All right, so that's a very good one, right? So we're giving you each, we'll have time for questions, okay? So we'll wrap in another 15 minutes, but, for lunch, you can then stay around and have questions and everything. So what you have in front of you is, let me just have one. So the 4 areas we intend to focus on, you can take a picture, keep it there. So under finance, please, whether you like it or not, put 10x there. That is the goal you have to put, 10x. So that one has to be there. So if you don't have a pen, okay, thanks. You got multiple. Make sure you have 10x under finance. So these are the areas we're focusing on, finance, relationship, health, and then spiritual. So you should have put in here. So for us here, our year is starting this August, so it will end next July. Okay, so you put 10x under finances, and what you can then do is, how many of us understand the story? And you know that maybe your life is better, Abby? It's just that we're not hustling as much as we should. Because, if you were a Yahoo boy and you decide to become a Christian, you know what that means? Do you know what that means? As in, this one is not shut down that you shut down your system and the system will now close everything and to now shut down. This one is you press the thing down like this, shh, and force shut down. Because you can't go to your friends that are still doing this thing and say, oh boy, are they hungry? You say, go tell Jesus, may he give you food now. That's what they'll tell you now. And then God will have to then take you, because you first of all have to learn, and then you have to start learning the right things. And we could see how he took it from stage to stage, and it's almost a journey of 13, 14 years or more. So which is, a long term. But like I said at the beginning, and I like one thing he said, pick a skill and stay with it. And now zero in on something. Pick a skill that is making money. Because as a man, let's forget it. See, except your grandfather has left you. Like one of my friends, he was doing his ICANN then. And so the lecturer was just in there. He said the lecturer this ICANN lecturer also was teaching at, I think, American International School. He said, so the man was in the class and was hustling, learn, that kind of a thing. Why are you not learning? Then the 10-year-old said, don't push me. Why are you pushing me? My grandfather left me 100 million. I'm talking before I get married, and I'm married now 15 years. So I'm talking 17, 20 years ago. My grandfather left me 100 million. I have 100 million cash. I have a house in Nikoyi. I'm just learning so that I know how to manage things. Don't push me. So except you did that level, where your grandfather don't leave you better money. Eh? Of course now. Of course, and you can imagine what they've also taught him at home. Your objective of going to school is simple. Learn, which is what I'm going to do to my own grandchildren too. English, maths, literature, current affairs, any other thing, yes, but you have to just learn those ones. Then the major thing is how to manage people and manage money. Every other thing, just learn these ones. But we could see from his story the fact that every work for as long as it's going to bring money to the table. And there's nothing like I'm trying to impress anybody. The truth is, my mom died how many years back? Almost 13 years. I remember once. It's not like I remember every day. Now imagine strangers that don't care about you. God forbid anything happens to you today. You think they care. They don't forget. How many of us still remember President Biden? When he was president, the news, CNN, every day, Biden. You think that, I'm sure now he's somewhere, even Jonathan, former President Jonathan. Even Buhari said that just died. I didn't even know, 2 days, because most of the time I don't check the local news. So I only get my news from X. And my trend in X is US. So I don't see Nigerian trends. So 2 days before I knew Oga died. So it's not what other people think is, like he said, it's not that important, Oga. Let's face it. Abi, is it that important? Face your life. If you have this money, they will come to you and say, Oga, show me, cut so for me. You tell them, I studied my Bible. This is my scripture, like I said. I worked hard. Instead of you, maybe I get home now, watch Netflix. Do Netflix. I'm working till 12:01. That is how we do it. So let's take this. So you go in yourself. There is a WhatsApp group we have. Follow and show. Okay, follow and show is there. If you are not there, please just give him your number. Or maybe we'll have a paper we can collect numbers. So we'll put this there, a soft copy, so you can use. Under finance, put 10 hex. As we'll discuss further on these other ones this month, then we'll do. But you should have 3 goals. So if it's career, then you have to determine. You know what he said about when he was doing career, Abi? He started as what was the first level? Fitter. But he was already looking at the next one and like 2 or 3 steps. A fitter was collecting 15,000 naira per day. He was already looking at a supervisor, I think 35,000 naira per day or something like that. So someone like Mejike, who is a professional, so you have to put in there the next 2 levels. Like I said, at the beginning, one of our objectives here, if you are in career, between 35 and 40, that's when you should be the MD of a major company, normally. If anything after it, it's because, something happened. But normally, it should be around that age. So 30 to 35, you should be heading there, under finance. So if it's career, then you have to put in there 2 or 3 steps, next 2, 3 steps, and how to get there. If it's business, times 10. But if we look at, maybe you are even underproducing now. Sometimes you are doing well, but you are actually not doing well. You are underproducing. Maybe you are making 5 million, 6 million a year. But if we look at how you are managing your life, you should actually be doing 10 million. Then you have to go in there and say, I should actually have been doing 10 million this year. But then I need to put in there 100 million. So in the next one here, then 10x. So other ones will come to that. So floor is open for questions. Questions, Abby? So questions to Mr. Ebube. And, okay. So there's a booklet, Abby? Oh, okay, he's passing his phone around. So just put if you are not on the group, just put your phone number there. Please, question is a minute, and then we'll try, so we can take as many as possible.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for that beautiful talk. So my question is on the lines of progress, yeah? When you were talking about multi-faceted, multi-talented people, you're just calling my name without calling my name, because I do many things Yeah, I know how to do a lot of stuff. But I'm focusing now on, that's my company now, Neza, is focused on electrical services and furnishing services. All right. So, but the thing now is, where I am now, when I hear stories like this, I will now be looking at my life like, how much am I making a month? I hear somebody making 1 billion per day. And I'm like, I need to move fast, yeah? I know I can't rush the process. I can't orchestrate the events that will bring about the growth. I can only prepare myself and pray and ask for favor like that. But then I hold a belief that there is a way, yeah, there has to be a way to find certain kinds of information that helps the 10xing. Yeah, pardon my English. So, for example, now, there's furnishing, yeah, the furnishing part of my business. I can charge a client, let's say, 1 million naira to do just the kitchen. We even have experience like that, just the kitchen. But then there are other people that are less, they are not as detailed as I am when I do my furnishing. But they can charge a client 25M and the client will pay upfront like that. And there are different circles like that. The thing it keeps progressing like that. So how do I expose myself to that kind of information? Because some of them are not really readily available online. It's just the generic talk. So I'm not hastening the process, but I'm preparing myself and trying to expose myself to those kinds of information, meet those kinds of people that, that helps me get better and eventually make more money. Yeah. So how does that work for me?
Okay. I think the first thing is, number one, you get very good at what you do. Get amazingly good at what you do. Then when you have gotten amazingly good at what you do, and you have done a lot of those things to a lot of people. You talked about, there's something we call lead generation in digital marketing. Now, for example, in real estate, it was very difficult for me at the beginning, or for my company at the beginning, to charge anybody 5%. It was very difficult. Number one, the confidence was not there. Number two, if I miss this client by charging 5%, I have no idea when another one is going to come again. So anyone I can get from this person, I want to lay hold on it. First collect that one first. Let us know what you are doing. But as I sold more, as my mindset developed more, and as it came to the point that money was no longer a problem, because you know it. You know it. Okay, I'll share a story with you. I wanted to pay house rent some months ago, like 2 months ago. I wanted to pay rent. And the reason why I wanted to pay that rent was that the house that we are planning to move to in Abramadeson here was not yet ready. So we needed 6 months to at least get the house ready before we move. So I needed to pay this guy 6 months, and I did not have any money. I really did not have any money. I checked my account, it was like 100,000 there. And the rent, just garden, the guy just increased it from 2 million to 4 million. That was why I vexed to actually try to get something. From 2 million to 4 million. So I wanted to give him 6 months, which is 2 million. And I did not have any money. But right within me, I was not disturbed. So I just told him, I said, give me 30 days till the end of the month, that I'll give you the money. I'll give you the money. So while I said, give me 30 days to the end of the month, the third day, somebody just bought from in our estate in Ibadan. She bought 2 plots, 2.5 million naira each, paid outright. I just collected 2 million, I gave to the person. Then when I was thinking about it, then it came to my spirit that you have passed the level of what shall we drink, what shall we eat. You understand what I mean? It came to my spirit that, Ebube, you have passed the level of what shall we drink, what shall we eat. Now I want you to focus on the things that I want you to do for me. So I can charge somebody now 5%. If you say it's not paying, I can show you my charts. I don't talk again until you are ready to pay my money. Why? Because I've gotten a lot of results. I've honed my skill. If I don't sell for somebody that will pay me 5%, I will sell my own property and make money. So number one, it is skill. You keep owning your skill. Then number two, you practice. Okay, as young people, like I said, one of the things we should also pray about, that God will give us many opportunities to practice what we know. When you pray God for opportunities to practice what you know, that is when you are able to hone your skill. Because if you say you know something and there are no opportunities to practice it, nobody is ready to pay you for it. Brother, it will become obsolete. You cannot use it. But when you practice and practice and practice, and you have been earning money from it, without even, like you said, you know the thing, you don't know them. And you don't do them for so many people. If another person comes to mind and you say it's 10 million I want to collect, let them go and figure it out. The day just comes that it will dawn on you that I feel they charge 10 million for this thing. And whoever asks is God, let it be God. That is what you think you are worth, because you have come into that consciousness. You don't come to that level now. Now here we did now. And as you move on again, you go realize, say, okay, I feel charge 25 million for this thing. And you go call 25 million, you don't go fear. And that's why when I teach new agents, you never sell land of 1 million naira. You go to the advertise house of 300 million. Which mouth you want to call them? You understand? These things has to do with our mindset. Person never see 2 million before. You go to do things of 100 million. You go see, say, when you want to call the 100 million yourself, your undertone go to shake. That's all life do. But when you don't do things more, it just be like faith too. Confidence. It comes as you progress. You know the thing. You sabi do am. You dey charge 1 million. No wala. Keep charging your 1 million. It go get one day, it go dawn on you, say, this thing don't reach to collect 5 million. You will call am. The person will not blink. It go dawn on you again, this thing don't reach to collect 25. You go call the 25. The person will not blink. Because in your consciousness, you are beginning to know that that is what you want. Like I decide now, say, I want my salary now 1 million every month. If I work for somebody, they pay me at least 1 million. And I ask God for it. Now, this is what I do. After I've asked God for it, every day, as I just wake up, that's the first thing I do. I deal with my mindset. So how do I deal with my mindset? I get God's word. In the book of Mark 11, verse 24, it says, whatsoever you shall ask in my name, Abi, all those things. So I say, I believe I have received and I shall have at least 1 million naira in commission this month. I say it. The first time I tried it, it was on the 30th day that the 1 million came. I believe I have received and I shall have 1 million naira this month in the name of Jesus. I believe I have received and I shall have 1 million naira in commissions this month in the name of Jesus. I believe I have received and I shall have. It was on the 30th day it came. Then when I did it for 3 times, I took it to 3 million naira. But it came. Then I do 3 million twice. I took it to 4.7 million. It came. Then 4.7 million, I took it to 10 million. It came. You understand? So it's a confidence thing. You just progress. You just know that, okay, I don't pass this level. Then you move on to the next. But first, owning your skills, getting very good at that thing. When that time comes, you go know.
Question here. Okay, next question. Yeah. All right.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Felix, and here is my question.
Felix, put the mic.
Yeah, so here is my question. Still buttressing what my esteemed brother there said. For some of us that are multi-talented, let me give you a background. I'm in the IT space, but I didn't start from the IT space. So back in the university, I just got in love with laptop, trying to learn how to do graphics. I have a roommate who is a photographer. Excuse me. He has a lot of that. He doesn't care about anything. He just focuses on his photography. But on his laptop, he has a lot of templates. I fall in love with it, but there were not much content for me back then to learn graphics. But I have relevant skill on how to put a very good design together. So now, fast forward, I learned how to develop website. Not because I wanted to make money. I just love to write, and I was learning to put my content online then. So I started blogging, and then I got into web design. Now, I did web design, and it made me some money. Now, the business I do today, it was as a result of web design. Somebody just told me that he wanted a clothing website, that I should build something for him. He's a tailor. He wanted to be selling online. And while I was looking for a template, of course now, to do his own clothing business, I saw a template that was selling stuff around supermarket, and I'm like, Abuki, they sell this thing now. They sell this thing online. So, to God be the glory, I own a growing store now. But the context is this. As a web designer that I really majored in, I realized that the trend over time is going to face off. And as a result, I need to begin to upskill. I started upskilling as a front-end engineer. Now, I lost my official job. But in reality, front-end engineer, you see them saying, this is the requirement, and you don't really fit into that. When I mean you now, I'm talking about myself. I don't really fit into that. So I look at it again. In the next 5-10 years, AI is going to come and take some of this job. Maybe not 100% now, but majority of those will be out of context. Out of play. Where will I be in that next 10 years? Because if all I can really focus on right now is my skill in this area, within the next 10 years, will I still be relevant? So as a result, that was what actually began to prompt me. So I have other skills that are different from web design, for instance. And so how can I put all of this together? So I'm going there. So how can I put all of this together? I begin to leverage on those skills, for instance, managing products and all of that. But my question is this: where is the place of balance? Right? And I think he did ask that question. Where is the place of balance in terms of being relevant in the future and trying to make money now? The goal is not really to make money now. The goal is to remain relevant over a period of time. That's number one. I'm asking about the balance. And then number two there is, in the place of purpose, right? How do you bring the idea of you making money now and having something for upkeep over a period of time, and then staying in course with God's plan for your life? After you've made all of the money and you've now relaxed now, you don't want to say beginning to align with God's. How do we put all of that together? I believe I'm able to structure my question very well, right?
Okay. In the place of purpose, I've been giving some couple of things a thought. So I was okay. Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, He came. He died for everybody. He fulfilled His purpose, Abi, and He left. The mistake we make is to think that our purpose is going to go in the messianic fashion like Jesus Christ. That is one of the mistakes we make. That we are going to have a purpose that's just going to be messianic like Jesus. That when we talk about purpose, then it means that it's something that has to be done for free. It's something that has to save the whole world. It's something that, freely have you given, freely have you gotten, and freely you must give. It's not always like that. It's not always like that. When we talk about purpose, purpose is that place where God has put you to influence people. If they have to pay you to influence it, congratulations to you. If they have to pay you. I've seen people who are collecting exorbitant amount of people, and when they talk about that what they are doing is purpose, they are the bank holidays of this world. Like I said, Porfo. Like I said, a lot of people, they will collect money off from you to teach you something, and where they are, right there collecting that money, they believe. And you cannot convince them that they are not in God's purpose. So when we talk about purpose, we take money away from it because Jesus Christ died for free. Jesus Christ did not die for free. He died for me and you. It doesn't have to be messianic, like Jesus level. Helping business owners to use Instagram to 10x their business is purpose, brother. What you are selling online, opening up an e-commerce store, is purpose. So don't think that you are making money outside because you're... No. Your purpose, it goes along with everything. As long as people can open your store online, they can order things that they want, and you bring it to them, it's purpose. Now, for where you asked about, did I try to... You understand? It doesn't have to be messianic. It doesn't have to be a situation where, this thing is just going out from you, and you are making money from this side, and the purpose is... No, everything combined. I'll build houses. People will pay me exorbitant amount of money to buy it. I'm fulfilling purpose, brother. Yes. I'm fulfilling purpose. But the only thing that I try to do is that whoever gives me money, their money will not be wasted. Which is why when my company went to Ibadan and we acquired a large amount of land, the first thing we did is to acquire the CFO for that land because of the issues that we had in Lagos. So the first thing we did first, we acquired the CFO. When we acquired the CFO, my mind was rested. Others around me are selling for 800, 900. We sold it for 2.5 and people are buying. Because I have solved a big need. I am giving you a titled land. I have fulfilled purpose. So somebody comes that land, till Jesus comes, the land belongs to them. I have solved purpose in that level. And which is also, the reason why I'm able to answer this question like this is that you see that this was also something I gave thought to. When I was, what is God's purpose for my life, safe? You understand? That thought comes once in a while that, what are we even doing, safe? What is God? Then it began to, break it down. That this purpose thing, it can go hand in hand with what you are doing. You're teaching people to use stuff, they'll pay you. Everybody is good. As long as what they are paying you for, they are able to achieve, you have fulfilled purpose. It's not everybody that will become a pastor. It's not everybody that will become like Pastor Poju that will go and read for our sake and come and teach us. Me, if I read and you say I should consult you, 1 million naira per hour, I'm fulfilling purpose. Yes. Yes, now. 500 pounds per hour. I'm fulfilling purpose. And we keep moving on. So your first question, can I remember it again? Balance. And how do you upskill for the future? All right. So from my own perspective, I'm going to answer this question from my own perspective. The truth is, the more I think about long term, the more confusion comes. I don't think too long term. My mind is okay at what is next. From realtor to development. is just outside of development. Now, I don't even know whether AI is going to come that's going to be building house for people. I have no idea. I'm not, sincerely, I'm not really, I'm not really giving it a thought like that. I'm not really giving it a thought like that. But I understand for what you said you are doing. Yes, in fact, it's not just in the future. There are pages you go to now. You just enter your website, this thing, and it will generate the whole website thing for you. It will generate the whole website thing for you. But the issue is that if you are convinced, like I said, if you are convinced that this is the line you're supposed to be in, then master how to use those AI to do that thing. That could just be the next thing. Master how to use the AI to do that thing. There's nothing we are doing in digital marketing now that AI does not even do. In fact, ChatGPT will write better content for you than anything. In fact, most of my video now, I use ChatGPT to script it. So I'm using AI to help myself. And I'm also teaching my sales force to do the same. But does it stop us now from still doing what you are doing? No. So you can actually go ahead to master how to use AI to solve that same problem. And like you said you have an online store and a physical store. Yes. How about rivaling Jumia? How about sending Konga out of the market? Yeah. People always need physical products. I have a guy that started with web designing like that. Now he's into e-commerce. He imports directly from China, and he resells in Nigeria. And he uses landing page to sell. He does not even have a web store. A single product, he writes a copy, put it on a landing page, runs Facebook ad, people go into the landing page, they select what they want, payment on delivery. They bring the product to your house, he collects his money, and he gives physical products, trending physical products that people will use. And I've tried my best, sir.
Okay, so what we'll do, one more question about career line. Okay, sorry. So what I'm going to do, what we'll do, in order not to keep everybody too long here, let's just have lunch, and then we have extra water in case you need more water. And then, so we'll have on the group, on the WhatsApp group, get your questions ready. So this coming Saturday, we'll open it up we'll add them to the group. So you put your questions, so it will be a whole day conversation. So put your questions there, it will answer, put your questions there. It might answer with voice notes and all of that. And then put, Abby, so the whole day, coming Saturday. So we might have a Zoom section, maybe 30 minutes or thereabout, if he has the time. But okay. Oh, there's men's meeting. Okay. So there's men's meeting at Igomu. So, and it's not whole day now. Is it whole day? Yeah. No, Femi. Let one person start from here, one person focus on there. So, okay, so let's do that. So, anyway, we'll still have it open. Just leave your questions there. When he has the time, he can then start responding. So that way, we can have as many responses as possible. But I also want us to have in the group, the same way we've introduced ourselves, let's do that too in the group. So people can go up and search for, I need something like this. Let me talk to this person. I need something like that. Let me talk to that person. That's very, very important in getting us to do the need, as in getting us to put, in getting us to achieve the greatness we want. So please keep the paper or snap it, and then we'll send you the soft copy also. Remember, for today, our goal is simple. If you are in business, 10x, okay, whatever you are doing times 10 in the next 1 year, that's the result you're targeting. But if you know you are already underproducing, just increase it. If it's career, you have to look at the next 2-3 steps, okay? And So we'll need to release Mr. Ebube now. Let's put hands together for him and say thank you so much. But what I want to do, I want to have anyone that might have comments. This time around, it's just things from us, to ourselves, basically. One of the things I'm thinking, that will really help is no matter where you are, if you have the ability to sell, I think, so if we look at a story, Abby, we can consider a story. It was a salesman literally at every level. Two things from me I picked is the fact that he sets goals every time, which is, I have this opportunity now. What are the next 2-3 levels? That's one. Two, he was always selling. When he lost his job, he was doing dry cleaning. When he stopped, he went back to his job, he did Uber. There has to be something that your hand is doing at all times, and that will help you. So, any other comments or feedback from anybody? Okay, you have a mic.
Okay, hi everyone. All right, so feedback from my side is, I believe what he shared was his own point of view.
Yeah.
And what I can advise everyone to do is...
But do you think that can be applied to everyone's life? Because, if you say from his own point of view, or you say his own personal experience.
Yes, personal experience, yes. So it may not directly be applicable to everybody, but there are points he made mention of that I believe can work for us in our own endeavors, e.g., is resilience and not being idle. He also made mention of his motive to always look out for the next best, the next good thing, which is almost related to looking for the next opportunity. And that has a thin line between switching career or switching, because you are trying to look for the next that is working. So I believe that there's the balance in looking for, okay, what is working now and what am I supposed to be doing is one thing we actually need to look out for. Thank you.
Oh yeah, where's the one for him? Oh yeah. How many minutes? No, put two. Put three. Put one. Don't worry, just put. Oh yeah, put one still. Tell him to wait. No, just tell them they should.
With the sisters, we are still outside too.
Just wait.
Okay, so
After we don't wait,
okay, so I think recently I came to understand the business of career. Actually, is quite a very interesting one. It's called business of career. You take career to be from a very standpoint of business, purely business. I will give few instances, and he had said it. The very moment he made mention of it, the very moment you get into a company, the next thing you are thinking of is what's the next goal, what's the next point in view. Okay, so it being resonated with me. First, I was working somewhere. Of course, if you are not very goal-oriented in Lagos, in career as a whole, they will push you straight. You will just be everywhere. You find out that you'll be everywhere at the same time. You are not hitting one particular thing. Pointing down, I had, yes, they pushed me. NYC, I was somewhere, and then business of career, I had to, of course, sit down and think, where am I really going in this aspect? And then I went into somewhere that is not in my part of perfection, that people really don't do. Okay, so I'm a quantity surveyor, so I'm relating from that angle. Most QS are civil. And then, so there is this heavy competitiveness for MEP, oil and gas, heavy engineering. So you will hardly see QS status in that field, and that is heavy money, serious heavy money. So of course it is business of career. I don't want to be in that field. Now pushing it a bit further, I went into MEP. That's when I knew that went to MEP, had some few things to learned, and then I remember just a few months into learning an organization, because it is in demand, serious demand. So another company had to buy me away from where I was working because I just had an idea about it. And then push forward again into this year. Of course, I was looking at oil and gas. The eye has always been oil and gas. But because there's still basic knowledge I needed to learn, I stayed there. I actually stayed there. And then recently, I had opportunity of oil and gas. I didn't go. I really didn't go. But it gave me an assurance that this aspect is eventually possible. So, one, in business, when it comes to career, you have to have a very clear goal, which again, he had said, very clear goal. Tool is the aspect of having to learn what needed to be learned, and what needed to be learned to get to where you are going. And I think that's it for me. Thank you. Who is the last question?
Me, you want to say something? Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, my name is Olufemi. For me, in this discussion, two major things I have picked from this is, one, stick to one thing. Two, don't underestimate the value of media. For the first point, I think I'm very guilty. In fact, you have to hold me by the wrist on that. We multi-talented people, we want to do everything. You are doing web development, you are doing software development, you are doing UI UX design, you are doing project management, you are doing business analysis, because you can do everything. So you water yourself down and you don't concentrate on one thing just because you want to make the next money. For the second thing, and the actionable point on that second point is, we need to make ourselves accountable to each other in the aspect of media, because I'm very sure we will live here today, and many of us, no matter what you are doing in life, even if you are selling slippers, you can take it online. But the fear of being ashamed, the fear of putting yourself out there, we have that fear in us as humans. We don't want to disgrace ourselves. We don't want people to laugh at us. I think that's one major stumbling block for many introverts or people that don't like putting themselves out there. So if we make ourselves accountable to each other, I think we are going to scale through on that. Thank you.
Okay, so I like what he said about, the fact that introverts. So, you mentioned things. I don't know if you see all these inspirational songs, inspirational videos sometimes. You don't know the people behind it, but they are making their money. So there's a guy here, Polo. Polo is not around. Polo and his wife, Veronica, they have their YouTube channel. And that was how they make their money from. So right now he's moved into, if he hasn't moved, to an apartment, a duplex, so that he can have people working. The staff can be somewhere on the ground floor while they are just living there. And all he's doing is YouTube videos, AI videos and all of that. He has about 2 or 3 channels. I think combined he has close to 300 or 500,000 subscribers across the channels. And like we were saying earlier, for every 1 million views, if you are in Nigeria, I think it's about $2,000 or so they will pay you for every 1 million views. Abroad, they get more, maybe about 5,000 if you're a US, YouTube page. So there's no harm in getting it until you get results. So, and it's something you just have to keep, doing out there. But whether we like it or not, I think it's very important that we put ourselves there. But I also like what Femi said in the sense that let's even be bold enough. Put it on the group. Or if you don't want to, find somebody and say, bros, I do it, So recently we've gone through a patch in my IT company and the real estate. There are a few things we're doing. I have somebody two people I report to. I showed them the Excel sheet. This is, where we are. This is how much we intend to make. This is the plan, so and so. You know why I do that? You know why? So I know at the back of my mind, I cannot afford to go home and relax because I have these two people, looking at me and saying, you say you will do this. How come you didn't do it? Because there are people that keep their words. So you cannot go and fail and tell those people. It's better you do it and then you fail. They will know that at least you did it. But the fact that you now say you didn't do it, then, so you need to be accountable, like I said. So in the group, Follow and Share will have you put up our numbers if you are not in the group? If you've not dropped your number, Follow and Share. The son has not dropped his number, Femi. So, we have about 7. Yes, they've counted the people that have not been served. So they are frying the last part. They'll bring it now. So, questions, comments? Okay.
So I was going to say one thing, and that one thing is mindset, right? I'm just going to lay a little emphasis on mindset. I think one thing, first of all, he pointed at every point in his life was his mindset. I think he had a problem-solving mindset. And I would say, no matter where you find yourself, one thing you always have to want to do, because I think that's where the hunger even stems from, right? One thing you always have to want to do is you have to always want to find a solution to problems. So he had said something about leaving his job, getting fired at different points, like even being at home, he had a child to feed, he had a wife. I think that in itself is a problem. And there was no way he was going to go back home and lay back and just be laid back without finding a solution to these things, right? And I'll say this applies to every one of us in every way. Everything you have before you right now is a problem, is a challenge. And I think in the Bible, God even mentions it, that there's no way he's going to lay things in front of you that he doesn't think you have the capacity to solve, right? So I'll say, just really build your mindset to always want to see the solutions of things. And I think for me, that's where it got to, right? I can also say I'm a multi-talented guy, right? Because I take pictures. I take pictures really well. I design. At the same time, I write. And I'm very good. I'm even a data person. So I can consider myself a data analyst because I also program. But I think I bought into the idea where he said, you can't do everything at the same time. Because one thing I figured is I'm at the office, I'm that guy that everybody, you want this, they come to me, you want that, they come to me. There are times I even just want to do one thing, and I'm not able to focus on that thing. So I figured that, okay, if I'm going to approach this, I have to cater to something I think really drives me. If you ask me tomorrow, what do you like doing? I just like designing. I like taking pictures for leisure, but I like designing. If I'm on my own, I would design just to even save my life, right? So I focused on designing, and I realized that contributed to the overall goal. Like, the overall goal was just to solve problems, was just to help people get things done, right? And that's why I thought that, okay, why don't I just start designing for people? And I could see their reaction immediately. Once I designed for somebody, they look at me and they're like really excited. It felt like I had solved the problem for somebody, right? And now every other thing started coming together. And when I say every other thing, my skill, data analytics skill, right? That's social media, photography. That's if I have a client and they want to take, like, maybe their particular problem is not getting high resolution photos for their brand. I know I'm that guy that can solve this problem. Or let's say I'm not even the guy supposed to solve the problem, but I know about photography. You see where everything starts to fit in, right? Because I know about photography, I can manage a team, and I've managed teams, right? So, and I think one of the things that made me manage teams efficiently, there's still a lot of failures along the way, because managing teams, I've failed several counts before I got a hang of it. That all those things I considered failures, right? They were even the things that contributed to me being able to manage people, because now I can look at certain things and say, oh, this thing I did when I was doing photography, it wasn't exactly like this, so don't take this picture like this. If you are working for this type of client, don't do this way, do it like this, because it's going to, do you get? So I'll say, everything all in all, religious mindsets, always want to solve a problem. And I think that if you always want to solve a problem and willingness to learn, I think you'll go anywhere with that, really. That's what it is basically for me. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so I want to speak to the brother on white, the store guy. You asked a question about AI taking your job as a front-end engineer. So basically, what I wanted to say is, you're already a business person, right? You said you got a job to design a website, and from there, you had an idea to start what you're doing, right? So you can see that you are already mixing your skill as a software engineer or a front-end engineer to business, right? And the fear that you have that, okay, AI will take your job in the future. Earlier this year, there was a project we were working on that we needed to incorporate some AI features to it. And of course, we were not AI inclined. Like, we couldn't build an AI model from scratch, right? So we had to use some APIs. I believe you know what APIs are. So we had to like get different models that are already available out there in the market and incorporate some of the APIs to be able to solve the problem we're trying to do. So what I'm saying is AI cannot take your job because you are a businessman, right? And now you understand that, okay, AI can actually build a website. And you may not necessarily have to be an AI person. You just have to know how to incorporate all of the working AI models. And you can do that through APIs, right? So you can even own a platform that can build websites from people from scratch, right? By utilizing all of those AI models that does all of those things now. And you can get their APIs and build your own product that you can also charge a certain subscription fee, for people to be able to build their own website. So I feel like it's not really a disadvantage for you because you're already a business person. So if you look at it from that angle, you can start using those things that already exist to now build a business for yourself and solve people's problem and not be, like you said, kicked out of the market. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just end it here. Please, if you've not been served, just wait. They'll bring the meal shortly. So thank you for attending. We'll pick up the conversation in the group, please. I think the first thing we should all put in our room, even if you are not, put 10 eggs, write it on a paper or something, or put it on your screen. Put 10 eggs there, and let's start with that one, okay? That's the list, we can do. The next meeting is first Sunday in September. So we're going to have two people. One of them, two people, one that had a very bad career and then eventually transitioned and got his life back. He made a single decision during his career. He was working in the bank, helped his friend in quotes, and things went bad. And he went into suffering for a long period before he was able to get his life back. Another person, in real estate, made some bad investments, lost over $1 billion, then was able to get his life back. Because if you look at Ebube's story to you, see that it was a story like this. It was, but sometimes, like Peter J. Daniels will say, he says, I like to suffer, but I like to suffer at a big level. So, you can be suffering, you're being in Ikoyi. Oh, I'm really suffering, man. But you're in Ikoyi now, you're driving Lamborghini, but you're suffering though. But the truth is you're actually suffering. But, you can see instead of flying first class or private jet, you're now flying first class, which is a level of suffering. But I still prefer that kind of suffering now. So, but he went, lost more than $1 billion, but how did he go up? So that if life ever happens and things don't go the way you want, then you will know that, you are not alone and people have also gone through that. And then you can pick up, from there. So those are the two people we will have in September. Then in October, we do more, we'll try to get somebody from government. So October, we're trying to focus on government. So how to do government contracts, how to get government jobs. We'll probably bring Mr. Simeon back and then add another person to him. You know, like one of the things he will say, government is the person that can pay you conveniently 25 billion to go and do. An average company will not pay you 25 billion naira to go and do a project. So where would they see that kind of money? You know, but a Lagos State government, a federal government can pay you 25 billion. I remember Leke Halder then, years back. How many of us know Leke Halder? Years back then, you know, he did something for federal government. Creative something, 1 billion. This one, you don't buy cement, you don't buy block. Oh. So if you convert that money to today's money, probably you're looking at 7 to 10 billion, you know, creative. So in October, we'll focus on government, you know, but let's look at the foundation first. Today we've done, next month, we'll look at 2 people that will sit with us on how they failed and how they progressed. But we might not do the introduction. We'll just eat, 12:30, we'll go straight into it so that they can have 30 minutes to talk and then we can have questions. But in October, we'll look into that because we'll look into government because you can decide to sell artwork to government. You can say, okay, go and put artwork in all the federal government's house, buildings across the nation. How much? You can't call 100 million. They will laugh at you. So you have people that will tell you, okay, you remember how many of us were there when Mr. Simeon was speaking? And he was talking about when he gave his invoice. He said those guys were looking at him like, his first invoice, they shall signed in. Then one of the key people there called him to this. I said, we don't give out this kind of money here. This is how you will charge. He said when he charged the charge, he himself was afraid of whatever he was charging. But they paid. And from there, it's gone up. So government will not pay you. The hosting that you will charge Mr. Mike and Mr. Mike, Nigeria Limited, 100,000, and he will still be bargaining and be shouting at you. You give government, how many, okay, remember when Fashola was talking about website, Lagos State website, how much were they fighting over there? 300 and something million or 880? Facebook. It's the website. 100 and something million website, yes. Because you can't go and say you are doing websites, 250,000 for Fashola. I'm waiting now. So it's the same website that you will sit down and do. Go and even look at their templates are even worst. 100 and something, 200 and something million. And you will defend it because it's intellectual property now. This is how much I'm charging for designing this. If you like, pay. They like it and they paid. So what is your own? Nobody can take them. Nobody will be able to take you to court. They can't call that you stole money. No. It's intellectual thing. If it's cement, that they know they're selling 10,000, and you now say it's 500,000 here, you'll be in trouble. But when you take your intellectual property there, and that's why, we're saying that the next 1 year is going to be massive for every one of us here. Okay, it's going to be really, really massive. We'll take up the conversation in the group. October, we're hitting and learning, how to do things in government. Even me, I'm putting the companies, everything together properly, so that once we get to that level, we can do. Thank you for coming. I also need to run. God bless you. See you next month. Please, for those that have not eaten, I'm handing you over to Mr. Eche. Where's Mr. Eche? Mr. Eche is here right now. Is there, so they can help.